It's Week 16 of the National Football League, and we've got Juju Smith-Schuster. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Chiefs and the Hawks, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Seattle Seahawks and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football. Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And some space here. And out across midfield down to the 45. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Mahomes now on first down. He'll get this one to Kelsey. That's complete. Mahomes finding his tight end Kelsey for a big one. And even 40 yards.
But CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Isaiah Pacheco with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are on the board first here this afternoon. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Mahomes going to throw. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you'll get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there and he did a lot of that on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A good pickup there at 22. So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, they either are or will be Hall of Famers.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Juju Smith-Schuster with another touchdown, number 24 on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Just a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you... It's the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. And that looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. To throw, it's Mahomes. And hitting Juju on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. Now here's Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. And he's got room. He's got room at the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that,
the Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris.
Well, that's what they have to do more defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one, picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Mahomes now on first down. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
I do think it's fair to say they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit, they recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short, so that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
A carry for the fullback. This is Mike Burton. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. A pass complete downfield. It's Valdez-Scantling. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs continue to pull away here in this first half.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end?
So we are in the final minute now of the first half as this offense gets ready to take over. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. He's got room at the 30. And in for the Chiefs touchdown.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, it's hard to imagine going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Now he will take it on for the Chiefs touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, 75 yards. And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score in the opening minute of the third quarter. So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the grab. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Here's 2nd and a yard. Mahomes takes it himself. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On play action, it's Mahomes. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs have got it on cruise control. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, they're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does feel like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Handoff to the fullback, Burton. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I don't know about you, partner, but on second and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for a first down.
Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey. And they get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So from Tory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. On first down now, run with McKinnon. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They run once more with McKinnon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On 3rd and short, the fullback Burton. And he will have a Chiefs first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. Uses the stiff arm, and they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run it in with Burton. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. His 5th rushing touchdown on the year, 6th overall. And the Chiefs get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves?
Butker now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
The Smith's throw into the hands of Fant. First target, first catch, and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to run.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Geno. Going right back to Fant. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Smith. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. So the Chiefs offense heads out. There's a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach. It's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. And now off to the races down the right side. 30, 10, 5. They're all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco
His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Chiefs extend their fourth quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the two-point try. Mahomes will throw for it. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for two in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Come on.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Smith. He'll get this out wide to Penny. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it second down. Now it's Smith. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it. But he is able to keep the feet in bounds. The Seahawks on third down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This will be 3rd and 5. And he's taken down. The Chiefs sack. Frank Clark, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away.
Hardman on the return.
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out to this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
112 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Straight ahead they go with McKinnon. And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Stop short, down at the 1. Had the broken tackle but couldn't get it all the way home. They get 3 yards closer but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Mahomes now on the sneak, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
Yeah, I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them, because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now Gino on first down.
He'll find Eskridge here complete.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way. This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Gino now to throw. Leaves it for Penny. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 42. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down. On 1st and 10, Smith. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Again, Smith. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Gino. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need. That's exactly what they got done.
Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. This game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for Kansas City, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Denver Broncos next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got Juju Smith-Schuster. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Chiefs and the Broncos, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 23.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. It's been a good season for them so far. They're just looking to keep that momentum going forward.
They like their record. Now they want to increase it. A win here could really get the momentum going in the right direction.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. The drive starts with a handoff to McKinnon. And he's got some space here. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And this one caught by Travis Kelce. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. The numbers for Travis Kelce last week. Well up over 100 yards, and one of those catches found his way into the end zone.
I do think he'll be hard-pressed to duplicate those numbers this week, though, because he's gotten their attention, so they will double him on every snap at a minimum. In some cases, they'll triple him.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The Chiefs at 14-1 now on the year. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat. And they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now because, to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play, not just in their winning, but how they're getting it done.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now here's Mahomes. Locates Hardman for another catch. Touchdown! Mecole Hardman. His 17th touchdown now of the season. And the Chiefs will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one after the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here again is McCannon. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Well, kind of a quirk in the schedule. These 2 division rivals didn't see each other much of the year. Their first meeting ago, back in week 14, and it was the Chiefs who got the road victory there. So now looking to claim the season series at home in KC. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 36 yards on the play. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that is caught, but the bank judge right there to say incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll run. Here's Burton, the fullback. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Mike Burton with his 6th rushing touchdown of the year. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. It has been about as to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it. It's been
in for the Chiefs touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no sign.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout is going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Mahomes. And Mahomes picking up the first as he slides and hits the deck. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
On first down, Mahomes. Open man right side of Smith-Schuster, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these. They got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
It's Kelsey on the ground. He'll get it inside the 20. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. To throw, it's Mahomes. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has, percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Kadarius Toney as the first half is winding down. And the Chiefs are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. The first half definitely. This would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even...
There he goes, right side. 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. And he didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation. Knowing when it exists to go to it, they did exactly...
3rd quarter action, and this offense will have a 1st and 10 as they get set for the next drive. Mahomes now on 1st down. Finding Hardman here over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw.
Open man downfield. That's Smith-Schuster.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
24 yards to gain there. Another first down as well.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Down at the 33. Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down. 3rd quarter action here, this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10.
Mahomes going to throw. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. Touchdown!
Juju Smith-Schuster
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chiefs extend their lead yet again. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go do your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Looking to throw is Mahomes.
Into the hands of Smith-Schuster on the crossing pattern.
And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
66 yards.
And the Chiefs continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their... So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and try and finish off a game.
134 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
11 more on that one and another 1st down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
On Any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
It's been a good drive so far. They just wanted to keep it going, so they call low-risk, low-reward play. No one's worried about picking up big yardage here. Quarterback sneak, keep the chains moving, and pick up another first down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Tackle made there by Tony Jefferson.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now a give, this is McKinnon. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They run again to the fullback, Burton. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. As that lead just swells and swells. Like this has been dominance in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, and special teams.
So then we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one. You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
Not a big...
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking.
It's Week 18 of the 2023 season, and we've got the incomparable Travis Kelce. He's been a quarterback's best friend, nearing 1,300 yards receiving on the year. It's the Chiefs and the Raiders. All that and more coming up next.
Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs. And this is what every one of these guys waits for each and every week, CD, that moment of anticipation just before the game begins.
I know most of these guys have played well over 100 games dating back to their high school days. Imagine that number if you go all the way back to the Little League type of ball. But that excitement before a game, it never gets old. They all know how to channel it once they actually kick this one off, though.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give it.
There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll. And to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 34.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Here's Jerick McKinnon, his first carry of the ball game. And a short gain here down to the 22. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Handoff, it's McKinnon. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 15-yard line. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll look to pick it up with McKinnon. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Jerick McKinnon.
His 16th rushing touchdown on the year. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they fell behind early, but since then, 2 touchdowns and a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, they found the end zone on their first 2 drives, and even more so after the defense gave up the first lead. But these last 2 drives, obviously they inspired their D because they shut them down the last time out. They hope to continue that string.
11 yards for number 11.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Mahomes now on first down. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Jerick McCannon, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Chiefs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, fans of old school football, they got to be loving. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. With the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. Mahomes now to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And some room to roam now. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs take a 3-touchdown lead.
Well, that's a good-looking rookie right there. I love how he let the play set up and then showed that explosiveness that I saw on tape in college. Remember I showed you the clip of what he was doing and setting up blocks, and then
the Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Room here to run. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top. Hey, we get it. No time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So it's all down to this, Week 18 on the NFL. And the first play of the drive goes to McCannon. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 115 yards for him now on the ground as he goes over the century mark here. I'd say he's ready for the playoffs ahead, no doubt. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 27. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands but could not hang on. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're just looking for more of the same. Great first half so far. Good second half. And well, sometimes I guess maybe, Charles, these coaches, they don't have to tell these guys much when they're rolling like they're rolling right now.
You're exactly right. I've heard stories of some of the best coaches in our time or having grabbed their staffs at halftime and said, guys, they're playing really well. Don't go in there and give them a whole lot of stuff. Just pat them on the back, and essentially the speech at halftime is, let's go, guys, and that's it.
Yeah, no one's upset the apple cart so far. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. And got his man complete. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Oh, he didn't spike it, he faked it. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Chandler Jones from his outside linebacker spot gets him down there for a loss of 4.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
This is caught, and in for the Chiefs touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're just looking to do more of the same. They were good in the first half. They've extended their lead so far here in the second half. Oh, they're just looking good on hitting on all cylinders right now.
And sometimes that means a head coach who really has a finger on the pulse of the team may not have anything to say at all. May tell the rest of the coaches
a little bit.
Just back it off a little bit. This team has it.
Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's McKinnon. There's the stiff arm. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 162 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he works free. The 20. 5, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, 42 yards. And the Chiefs have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th.
I know I should keep the focus.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 39-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. McKinnon. And some room to work. And he goes diving to get as much as he can following a big gain. A nice little cherry on top there at the end. Good yardage as he rumbles for 20. First.
You gotta go right here. You gotta play big.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for any.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, you know, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. And he'll even avoid the contact in the end as he will finally slide to a halt. That one good for 37 yards.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the 22, Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll set up a throw. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.